In Greene County, it took until 9:30 last night to get the first set of results from last night's race. We asked Greene County's clerk Shane Scholler why. After polls close, election leaders upload each ballot into a computer. With more than a dozen offices up for election, 5 constitutional amendments, and a slew of other selections for voters to consider, Scholler says the sheer length of the ballot slowed down the process. Looking ahead to future elections, he says the county may add additional equipment to help speed things up.
Another computer that we can purchase for that very reason. They're specific in that they're never connected to the internet for integrity purposes. So we're looking at purchasing another one so that we can cut that time in half, because we certainly want to upload them sooner rather than later.
Scholler also says that although election leaders are allowed to organize absentee ballots ahead of time, it is illegal in Missouri to start uploading them before the polls close.